Hi Shake Up Learning Team, I'm Tara Wolfanger, and I'm so excited to have this opportunity to introduce myself and demonstrate a sample training video for you. I'm going to show how to use conditional formatting in a Google Sheet as a self-check for students. This could be used as a quick tip standalone or incorporated into a larger training on Google Sheets. Without further ado, I'll jump into the training. I invite you to stay afterwards to learn a little bit more about me and understand my why in what I do. Hi y'all, Tara Wolfanger here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to demonstrate how to use conditional formatting in a Google Sheet as a self-check for students. This is super helpful as it provides immediate feedback for them and they understand the responses right away without having to wait. So let's jump right in. Right on the top of my Google Sheet here, I have the directions for students so that they know what they need to do and is expected of them. I fill color it yellow to draw their attention to it. So it lets them know that they need to answer each question in the answer column below. If they get it correct, the cell will turn green. If it's incorrect, the cell will stay white. Try again if that happens. After a second attempt, talk to your teammates to see what was confusing and what next steps you'll take. You could adjust the directions depending on your purpose. If you only want the student to attempt each answer once or multiple times, or you want them to indicate multiple answers or communication, that would depend on the purpose of your self-check. I want them to do that so they have that communication and collaboration after. So let's demonstrate how this will work. So under questions, I just use generic simple questions to demonstrate different answer formats of a letter, a word, and a number. This could really be applied to any content area. So what letter comes after D? The student would click and type E, and the cell would format green to them. True or false, dogs have 4 legs. Again, the student would click and type true, and it would fill green for them. Let's demonstrate getting one wrong. 4 plus 6 equals, the student types 12. It would stay white because that is an incorrect answer. So let's look at our second tab so I can show you as an educator how to input those conditional formattings for students. So I have my questions and my answer column lined up. So I'm going to click the cell in the answer column, go to Format, Conditional Formatting, and my right side toolbar will pop up here. I already have my cell selected. You can apply these conditional formattings to a single cell or a range of cells depending on your answers. So I have my B7 selected. I'm going to format the cell, and you have lots of options. If it's empty, not empty, text, features, contains, starts with, ends with, exactly. If you choose text is exactly, just note the student has to input it exactly as you answer it, right down to the spacing and capitalization. Dates options and number options of greater than, less than, equal to, between. So for this one, it's a letter. So I'm going to choose text contains E. And then what will happen to that cell when the student inputs that? You can change the font, you can change the text of color or the fill color. I change fill color as I think it draws their attention a little bit more to it than just a text color. And green, correct. You have any color choices there. Once I have that, I'm going to click Done, and you'll see the format rule applies there. Then I'm going to click the next cell that I want to add conditional formatting to. My format window is still open already here. If it wasn't, I would just go to Format, Conditional Format again. I'm going to add another rule. My cell is selected, B8. This text contains true. In this case, text contains is super helpful because it doesn't matter if they have a capital T, a lowercase t, if they accidentally capitalize another letter in the word, it's still going to understand it as true. Click Done. 4 plus 6 equals, click my answer box, add another rule. For this one, I'm going to use the format option of is equal to. They have to type the number 10. It will fill green. Click Done. Now on this last option, I have met my learning goal for the week. So I use these self-check assessments a lot for students to be reflective at the end of their week and how they're doing and what they need to improve. So I'm going to add a general rule that if that cell contains the word yes, it's going to fill green for them. But now on that same cell, I'm going to add another rule. You can have multiple rules for them depending on what they input, what will happen. So I'm going to add another rule that if the text contains no, I want it to fill red. I don't want this particular cell to stay white. I really want to draw their attention to the fact that they haven't met their learning goal quickly for them and myself so that we can address it. So once you do that and you start to type the answers in, it will automatically conditionally format for them. So I would share this Google Sheet out in a Google Classroom assignment for my students in which it makes a copy for each student. You could share it out as best as you see fit, but it's great for that immediately reflective feedback of students. Remember, change only happens when you step out of your comfort zone, so take that first step today. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. I believe understanding why and the motivation behind a person is crucial to understanding them. Everything I think and do in my career is based on my strong belief that you can and should always be learning and changing, that you need to step into the unknown and the uncomfortable, and my strong passion to positively impact as many educators as I can. Upon finding your team, I was validated for all of the times I heard, "You're rocking the boat," or "That's not how it's always been." I felt right at home with the purpose and mission of your team, which would make me a great asset. Thank you for empowering me, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.